Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. So today we are going to tie a bow using our bow maker from our Shopify website. So I want you to be sure to check out our Shopify website. We've got bow makers, we've got ribbon, we've got lots of fun things over there, and we would love for you to check us out there. We are selling out of a lot of our Christmas ribbon, so be sure to go ahead and check that out. We are going to tie a bow using our bow maker, and we're going to use some of our wired ribbon today. So what I'm going to do is we have a wooden bow maker that we are using to tie bows. Now, of course, I tie a lot of my bows by hand, but I tell you, I have found that when your hand is tired, the bow maker is a fabulous tool. This is a 12-inch in length bow maker, and it comes with 3 dowels that stick right down in the middle that help hold the ribbon when you tie a bow. It has hashes that measure your inches, so it has 6 inches on one side and 6 inches on the other, so it helps to make your loops perfect, which is always so very nice. So I am going to start out using, this is our 4-inch, and I have it written down over here because I can never remember, traditional Christmas plaid. So it's 4 inches in width. And I love the fun colors that this ribbon is. I'm going to leave my tails pretty long. I love whimsical tails and long tails, and I'm actually going to use these things over here to make a wreath for my front door. And so I thought that I would make a bow for this wreath and show you what it's going to look like. So I'm going to leave my tails pretty long. I'm going to take this ribbon and I'm going to run it right down on this bow maker. So you're running it right between the 2 dowels that are there in the center, and you're going to make a twist. Now that twist, you're going to twist so that the back side, I'm going to drop my ribbon on the floor. So the back side of the ribbon is facing up. You're going to make a loop. Now I'm going to make this about a 7-inch loop. So I'm going to go about 1 inch longer than my bow maker. I'm going to run that ribbon right down between those dowels, and I'm going to twist again. And I'm going to make another 7-inch loop. Of course, that's pretty big, so if you don't want a big bow, don't make your loops quite so big. And it just takes practice, okay? I'm going to run that ribbon right down into that dowel and then make one more loop. No, sir, don't come up here. And then I'm going to make one more loop, and I'm going to run it right down. And so I have 3 loops, so I'm going to show that to you real quick. So there's 3 loops, 1, 2, 3, okay? And I am going to measure my tails, and I'm just going to measure with the tail I've already cut and go ahead and cut another tail, okay? All right, so there is our first part of our bow. We have 2 tails, 1, 2. Next we're going to come in with, this is called, and I've got it written down, our Christmas Jewels in Emerald. We have another one that doesn't have the green in it. This one happens to have the green. No Osa. No Osa. So I'm going to take that and we're going to layer it on top of our traditional Christmas plaid. Now this is a 2.5-inch ribbon. Our traditional plaid is a 4-inch ribbon, so it is wide. I'm going to take it, leave my tails long, push that right down on that between those dowels, twist, and I'm going to make this loop about a 6-inch loop. And I'm going to drop that ribbon right on my floor. I just find it's out of my way if I drop it on the floor. I'm going to make a loop, and I'm going to do a twist. I'm going to make another 6-inch. There he comes. He has to be up here. Okay. Well, come over here. Come over here. Please, come over here. Come over there. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Lay down. All right, so I twisted that again, back side, so I can make a loop so you can see the front side. And so there's 3 loops of our Christmas Jewel in Emerald. All of these ribbons are wired ribbons, so they're very easy to work with. So there's 3 loops in that color. And we're gonna fluff this bow, so don't worry that it's pretty flat, but there's that. Okay, next, now here comes my fun ribbon, and really this is my theme of my front porch this year, is the traditional nutcrackers. And so we have nutcrackers in 3 different ribbons. I have it in this traditional, and I called it traditional because it's the red and green with a little bit of gold. I have it in a pink and a turquoise, and that has a white base, and then we have it in a turquoise with lots of pink. And that has a turquoise base. But they are so pretty and so fun. And so we are going to start out. So this is a little different. When you do the nutcrackers, or when you do a print, there is an upside down. Sometimes when you tie it, you're going to have an upside down print, and I don't love that. So I always try to do my very best to make sure that my print is not going to be upside down. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it where this is very short. I'm not going to use my tails first, okay? So I'm running it down onto my bow maker, but it's very short, so it's going to be hidden. So this is what I mean. I just left that little tail very short there. I twisted that ribbon, and I'm going to make a loop. Now this is about a 5-inch loop with the nutcracker. I'm going to twist. And what you're going to do is you're not going to see that tail. So you won't see the tails of that nutcracker. But I tell you what I really should have done. Let's start this over one more time, okay? We're going to make our tails first. So I'm going to run that ribbon right down, and we're going to make a couple tails. So I'm going to leave that long, because my nutcracker is the ribbon, is the point that I wanted on this. It's my main design, I guess. Excuse me. It's my main design on this wreath. And so that's the reason I want the nutcrackers to be pretty, I want them to show. So I'm going to make 2 tails with my nutcrackers here. Okay, now we're going to start our loop. So there's my tails of my nutcracker, okay? But the reason I went ahead and put those on there is because it's very important that they're facing the right direction, okay? I'm kind of silly about that. I always like for my tails to face the right direction. Okay, now we are going to start. I'm going to drop that on the floor. We're going to start with a very short piece. We just need to make sure that our wire is going to catch it. So I pushed that short piece. I'm going to twist so the back side of the ribbon is showing. So see that back side? And I'm going to make about a 5-inch loop. Got my ribbon all twisted. About a 5-inch loop. Push that down. Make a twist. And a loop.
I don't think we are, but I know I would typically we can make an exception. So if you take just a moment of the
Okay, let me do a twist
do you mind holding just a second?
and make another loop.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a 3rd tail of my nutcrackers. Okay, so I have my nutcracker ribbon, and then I have my jeweled Christmas jewel in emerald, and then we have our traditional Christmas plaid. Now to finish this bow, I'm just going to add a little touch of our red shimmer glitter. It's just a glittery ribbon, and when I tell you a little touch, it's not going to have very much. So I'm going to push that ribbon right down, and I'm just going to make a couple. I'm going to do the same 3 little loops, but not much, because I really want, those nutcrackers are really the important thing to me. I'm going to have a nutcracker sign on my porch, and so that's the reason. So I'm just going in, and I'm doing all those same twists, and I'm going to cut my tails.
Okay.
All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish off this bow. So everything is stacked. So you saw me just stack that ribbon, okay? I'm gonna pull that ribbon right off that bow maker. So I've got it in my hand, and I am going to take an 18-inch florist wire, and I'm gonna lay it right there in the middle, and I am going to bend it down around the center of that bow, just like that. And I'm gonna do a twist. Okay? And then I'm gonna fluff this bow. So everything is twisted. Let's make sure I get it good and twisted tight because I got a lot of ribbons there. Okay, so now we're gonna fluff this bow. So I'm gonna take this ribbon and I am just taking those loops and I'm just fluffing them, okay? So I'm gonna take them and pull them. We want everything, all the loops to show, all the different ribbons to show. Now let me tell you, you do not have to use this many types of ribbon if you don't want to. I just think that the more types, the more fun the bow. But it's really completely up to you, okay? So don't feel like you have to use this many ribbons if you don't want to. All right, so there's our fun bow. So let me show you how we're going to use this Christmas bow on our wreath. I'm going to move my bow maker. Now, when you pick up a wreath from the local craft store or wherever you pick up a wreath, it's going to come flat. And so I need you to fluff that wreath. It's very important that you take all of these fronds and you fluff them really good, okay? Breathe some life into that wreath. You do not want a flat wreath on your door. And it's so funny because, you know, some people just don't realize you're supposed to fluff wreaths. But it's important. Go ahead and fluff that wreath. Or you're going to get, you can't stay there. Okay, you're right in the middle, silly goose. You're right in the middle, silly goose. Miss Victoria. So just fluff it up. Give it some life. Hey Victoria, are you busy? Could you come here just a second? Could you please remove him from my... He's my assistant, but he's not assisting. Thank you. No, we don't have any tools. All right, so I have fluffed up my wreath, okay? So this is actually a square wreath. You can hang it square or you can hang it in a diamond shape. I believe what I'm going to do is add a piece to this wreath. So I found this window, this pretty decorative window. I actually found it at the Dollar General store for $12, and I just thought it would be beautiful on a front door. And so what I'm going to do is insert it right into this wreath. Now I am going to hang the wreath in more of a diamond shape instead of a square because I think it fits better in a diamond shape. So I'm going to attach this piece to this wreath just by taking some of the fronds and twisting them to hold it in place. Now what that's going to do is it make it easier for me to remove this piece if I wanted to, okay? You don't have to do it this way if you don't want to. You can zip tie them in place. You can do it however you would like. For me personally, I'm one of those people that likes to change things up a little each year. I don't necessarily want everything always the same. So I attached it up there at the top, and then I'm going to take it and attach it down here at the bottom. And again, I'm just using the pieces that, the little greenery that's on the wreath. And I'm just twisting that tight. All right, so there is my little window frame on this wreath. Now be sure to kind of go around and fluff everything up as you would like. Okay, So I thought that we would use this bow, this pretty bow, and we're going to attach it right there at the top of that little window. Now, of course, it is covering it a little bit, but that's okay, because really my whole point, I wanted something fancy, pretty on the wreath, but it's not necessarily got to be the center of my focal point. I do want it pretty, but my point is to have this pretty ribbon. So I'm just going to take this ribbon and I am just going to twist tie it to the back of this little frame. And then I'm going to take all these bows and I am going to give them, all of the tails, I'm going to give them just a little bit of a crinkle. So I'm just taking them and kind of giving them a little crinkle. Now to finish off this wreath, you can add any kind of pretty picks to the wreath to give it some more color if you wanted to. Like I could see some red berries over here, but I don't want them to completely cover my window. I really like that the window is showing. And so you can always adjust those loops to make that window show. But look how pretty that bow is, and the wreath is really focusing on the bow. Now I am going to add a few red berries and some more greenery on this side, but look how pretty just a fluffy loopy bow makes a wreath. So if you didn't have anything else, if you just had the pretty ribbon, you can make any wreath pretty. Guys, thank you so much for being here. If you like this video and you would like to see more video tutorials like this, please be sure to check our live feed out. We do a live video here on YouTube on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 Central Time. So we would love to have you join us here on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you can check us out over on Facebook where we do a live every single afternoon. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. If you have any questions about how we do things here at our flower shop, please be sure to ask. We are so happy to answer those questions. You can drop that in the comments below, or you can send us a message over on Facebook, or email us at flowersbythebunch at Yahoo. And be sure to like, subscribe to this channel. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you real soon.